Hello everyone, my name is Joanny. I am a physician associate working in London in general practice to be precise, and today I am going to be doing a day in the life of a physician associate. I'm not actually in the practice today because I have a training course today. I have a cervical smear sample taker training. Some of you may know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on this channel, but I actually really I'm interested in female health and women's health and gynae stuff. Really, I see a lot of patients with gynae related problems at the practice, and so I've always wanted to expand and learn more skills, learn how to take smears, do the course, and and then eventually at some point venture into like contraception and different types of modes of contraception and fitting coils and implants and stuff like that. But I think we're going to take it one step at a time because obviously I'm going to grow and develop those skills as the years pass. But this year, one of my aims is to get certified and get my cervical smear sample taker training out of the way so that I can start doing my own cervical smears. So I applied for the course like months ago, and to be honest, I even gave up. I don't know, whether they're gonna reach out to me, but they finally got back to me before Christmas, and so they sent me the links and loads of like background reading and stuff like that. So last night I tried to do some of the background reading, and so this morning we have the initial training, which is on Microsoft Teams. So I just finished having a quick catch up with my supervisor. I have a personal supervisor at work, so we just caught up on like how things were before Christmas and how things have been since I've been back to the practice. And now it's currently 9:25, so it's 5 minutes until the meeting starts. It's on Microsoft Teams, like I said. We have a meetings outline and what we're going to cover today. So basically it's just about the cervical smear process, the screening program, the background, the protocols, and then I think they're going to cover a little bit of like female anatomy and stuff like that. How to fix a sample, just things like that. So it's for 3 hours from 9:30 to 12:30, and then this afternoon I'm going to be working on my e-learning modules. There's loads of modules, mandatory modules I need to do by next week. So I'm going to spend this afternoon trying to get as much as those ones out of the way and hopefully finish them by this weekend. So this is just like the part one of my cervical sample taker initial training or cervical sample taker training. I thought I would bring you guys along the journey until I get certified. So this is step one, and I'll update you as the day goes along. I've got my cup of tea here, I've got some water, and yeah, I'm just going to join in the meeting right now.
And its role in the NHS cervical screening programme. And we got to think about what screening is all about. So you would have hopefully heard about screening programmes. Mainly we talk about cervical screening programmes, bowel cancer screening, breast cancer screening programmes. So with a screening programme, it's a process of identifying apparently healthy people who may be at risk of developing a disease or a particular condition. So the vast majority of patients that you see, won't be presenting with any symptoms or any abnormality, as far as they're concerned and as far as you're concerned, they're perfectly healthy. But they are at risk of
Hi guys, so it's currently 10:30 and we are just having a 15-minute break. I was just checking that my mic was on mute. So we have covered quite a few things. I'm actually enjoying the training. So we talked about what cervical screening program is, what cytology is. We touched briefly on the female genital tract. We talked about some gynecological infections, and we talked about dyskaryosis, which is basically abnormal cells that you can identify. We looked at some of the cells and what they would look like under the microscope, what a normal cell would look like and what an abnormal cell would look like. We looked at the different gradings of dyskaryosis, so CIN1, CIN2, CIN3, what those things, what they mean. If you've seen like reports for cervical smears or anything about the cervix, you would sort of recognize these terms that I'm throwing. If you don't know what these terms are, don't worry about it. And then we looked at in terms of the cervical smear reports, like the different things, like different categories, like inadequate borderline, low grade, high grade, things like that. So, and negative, of course. So, we have a 15-minute break. I'm going to just play around on my laptop and go on my phone. I'm going to think of some questions I need to ask just to make sure that I have all the information I need for this course so I can then speak to my mentor when I get back to work tomorrow. And then, yeah, we're going to resume at 10:45.
Staples is not permitted due to the risk of injury to the reception staff. Your training provider should have provided you with the packaging instructions relevant to your local laboratory. Please read these and do follow them. Samples should be stored at room temperature between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius. From the moment you've taken the sample, the 14-day turnaround time has begun, so please ensure correct dispatch as promptly as possible.
Hello everyone, it's currently 12:33. The training session just finished, and in the second half of it we covered a little bit about cervical cancer or cervical cancer. I'm not sure how you guys pronounce it, but I always say cervical cancer. We covered a little bit about that and benefits of early treatment. We also watched a video about like correct sample labeling and things like that, and I showed you a little bit of on the video. We talked about HPV, the HPV vaccination system, and just some different tips and tricks in terms of actually taking the sample, making sure it's not rejected and stuff like that. So we're done, thank God. It was very interesting. Obviously I'm tired now because I had to wake up really early. I was supposed to go and drop my car off at the garage today for an MOT test, but I woke up and there was ice on it and I didn't have a de-icer, and because I had a meeting with my supervisor at 9, I thought I would just leave it and take it like during the weekend. So I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna have a little break and then I will start doing my e-learning modules, because the person who did the presentation for us today, he said that actually we don't have to submit it by next week Thursday, where we have the face-to-face practical session, but I really want to make sure that I just get it over and done with. There's only 2 modules that we need to do and submit it next week, so I'll make sure I do them, print off the certificates and take it with me when we have our practical session next week. The practical session is in a hospital that's far away from me, and it's a hospital where I did one of my placements in PA school, actually, my pediatric placement, and I know it took me like an hour and a half to get there, so it's gonna be an early start for me that day. Yeah, I'm gonna have a break and then I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.